Okay, so the Calgary marketplace is obviously seeing some very interesting things happening right now. October posted what Krebs considered normal sales volume again, but that is probably boosted a little bit by the mortgage rule changes, and we have yet to see how that's going to shake out over the long term. But the mortgage rule changes probably had a few people try to get in before the close, which boosted the activity. So good for October. We'll see how it shakes out. The other thing that's happening, obviously, is that oil continues its bouncing in the game with uncertainty around the OPEC deal coming together, and also with U.S. supplies being at record highs again. And it's funny because they had a big diminishing volume of oil, year over year, and then suddenly now they're up again. So it doesn't seem to be settling out anytime soon. So as a result, when we look at the price of oil here, we see that the price of oil is down from $48.70 last week to $44.10, and again, we'll continue to see that bounce around. Canadian dollar, though, quite stable at 74.60, down from 74.69. So just a couple points there. Great.
Looking at number of listings, we are in Metro Calgary, 5,562 versus 5,845. So we are definitely down there, but seasonal, of course. And Red Deer is down a little bit as well, but not bad. 556 versus 598.
As for the Calgary months of inventory, we're seeing that the market is actually still fairly balanced. Now, condos are driving things, but as for the total, we're looking at 3.38 months of inventory. And for single-family homes, we've actually looked at back into a seller's market, just touched back into a seller's market of 2.49 months. And again, that's probably prices came down a little bit. Now activity starting to be bolstered again. But condos sitting heavily or easily into a buyer's market there at 5.45 months of inventory.
Well, I think also you were chatting with our on-call manager on the weekend. He was saying it's busy, and last weekend it was busy. So I think things are happening. We were chatting with a couple of realtors on the weekend as well. Lots of multiple offer situations. Tons happening. Like if pricing is right, it's not slow out there.
And Todd Hirsch just made a statement that the worst of it is over, and it's like there's only so much. These companies are still making money off their existing oil projects, so that's important to understand. Precision Drilling hired on a bunch of new people as well.
They did.
So people are starting to settle into the new reality, and it's going to be business as usual. There's no question their infrastructure is a little bit overbuilt in Calgary right now, but I think people are settling in and starting to see some great deals. There's just an announcement on the news this morning that a diamond corporation that mines diamonds is moving their head office to Calgary to cut costs, which is awesome. So there's sort of this unintended benefit that happens. We got a great labor force. We got some vacancies happening, which means that they can get some good rents and this a willing labor force to fill the job positions that are required.
There are also over 7,000 new jobs on Calgary's LinkedIn.
Yeah, and if you guys were watching the Krebs video that Cliff Stevenson did with the market stats, he talked about the surrounding areas in there as well. And Okotoks was named as number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10 in the top 10 of places to invest in all of Canada. And that's fantastic. The only one place in Alberta that made it was Okotoks. So kudos to your Okotoks people.
Absolutely. Great. Okay, so speaking of Okotoks, surrounding areas month of inventory, Okotoks is at 4.89, which is down substantially from 6.03. Airdrie 3.23 versus 2.82. Cochrane 5.09 versus 5.43. Strathmore 8.25 versus 6.9. Sundre 17.33 versus 15.25. And Red Deer is quite stable again, 4.15 versus 4.33. And our current benchmark price is sitting at $438,900.
Yeah, that's down just ever so slightly from, I think, $400,000, almost even, the previous week. So, and that's changes again every single month.